What's up everyone, this is Q from Retro Q Gaming, and this video is not surprising to me at all, but that's not in a bashing way, but the PC only MMO Wildstar, which has been around for, I don't know, I think almost going on 2 years now, it's actually going free to play. Now, it was one of the few pay to play games with a subscription. Realistically, the only other exclusive ones were World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 11, Final Fantasy 14, and EVE Online. They're really the only ones worth mentioning that are still pretty much going. But the fact that this is going free to play at some point in autumn, there's no exact date yet. Now, the official line is the dev feels strongly that everyone should have a chance to play it. I'm an MMO player. I've played Final Fantasy 14 since it released. I've played some time on 1.0. I played Final Fantasy 11 for, I don't know, 5 years or so, 5-6 years. I've played Ragnarok Online and Phantasy Star Online Episode 1, Episode 2, as well as Phantasy Star Universe. So obviously I keep up with other MMO related news and stories and the features of other MMOs as they're potentially coming up and coming out to see if they'd appeal to me. So when Wildstar was being hyped up right before it came out, I was looking at it and I was thinking, this doesn't look any good at all. I mean, it looks very basic. Now, I know they had marketed it on, they've said that they've looked at every other MMO and they've taken the most popular and most requested things and put them all into one game. And apparently that took like 7 or 8 years of development time. But by the time it came out, it was just apparently not good enough. The servers have been, from what I understand at least anyway, because I've been playing Final Fantasy 14, so I've seen on boards and just news reports and all that the servers have been very, very empty after maybe the first month or two. There's apparently, they've put in some sort of, I'm not sure if it was a server merge or if it was that's right, actually it was they've changed to a mega server, which is basically an even larger amount of people playing on one giant server, because the servers were so small or so empty that it was nearly impossible to get people to group together into enough people to group into to do some content. That's from what I understand from all the stuff I was reading anyway, and a lot of the fan stuff. So I will take it with a little bit of grain of salt, but from what I understand, it's been pretty lackluster and pretty dead. However, one thing I will say is Final Fantasy 14 has a housing system that was added, and Final Fantasy 14's housing system is a fucking joke. It's absolutely abysmal in so many ways. But I've seen videos of Wildstar's housing system and it looks phenomenal. So that seems like something that they have got right. I know everything is jumping on the housing system. Final Fantasy 14's looks like the second best, but Wildstar's looks like the best by a considerable amount. I mean, Wildstar's one looks like the only decent one. Wildstar's one actually looks really good. And then Final Fantasy's will be next, and that's pretty fucking bad. I've seen some other ones as well. I mean, I've seen Star Wars Titanic, and that has their apartment system and all, which doesn't look great, but I'm not here to bash games and just all that. I'm just saying Wildstar doesn't seem like a completely awful game. But anyway, because I'm ranting on, here's what the developer had. Well, before they have to say anything about it, one thing is they did mention is that when Wildstar does go free to play, they said the entirety of the game will be open for players to explore for free. So unlike the Elder Scrolls Online, it's not going to have separate DLC packs that add new content and new areas and stuff like that. Maybe they will in the future, but as it is right now, that's what they say anyway. Like most MMO games that have gone from pay to play to free to play, is they will have an optional subscription service as usual, and like some of the other ones that do, and there will be an in-game cash shop at the same time. So the optional monthly subscription it provides a couple of different things, which are quoted as convenience bonuses and enhancements to XP, crafting, currency, item drops, and reputation. It also gives additional character, costume, bank, supply, and decor items. Okay, fair enough. One thing I just want to touch on that real quick is that while I've never played Wildstar, they did mention they're adding a cash shop. Now, one thing, it does sound like they're going not just free to play, but it does sound like they're going pay to win. I'm not sure what they mean or what reputation does in Wildstar. It probably unlocks some better levels of stuff. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's certain merchants or guilds or some shit that once you get a certain amount of reputation, you can buy new high level stuff. But also, I do want to just address the quick fact that they did say the optional monthly sub provides item drops. So that could be interpreted as pay to win. I'm not sure how it would work. I just want to throw it in there anyway. And because of the in-game shop will also sell convenience items and cosmetic items, but not items that increase your character's power. Progression will continue to require both skill and effort. Now, that's what I want to touch on as well. They did say the in-game shop, the cash shop, will only sell convenience and cosmetic items, but not power/progression items. But the optional monthly sub provides, and I quote, item drops and reputation. So that could still be construed as pay to win. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, I'm going to go on to address that. Well, not so much address, but I'm going to go on to quote why the Wildstar dev have switched to free to play. So why are they going free to play anyway? Here's what they had to say about it. We feel strongly that removing the subscription cost will give everyone who loves MMOs or just wants to have an incredible gaming experience a chance to try Wildstar. And that was said by Mike Donatelli, who is basically in charge of the game. He's the producer director. So it will get more people to play at the end of the day. But there's all sorts of things of, you know, there's loyalty rewards and all that kind of thing. You know, if you have subscribers from previous times or subscribers from, say, they quote specifically here, the 15th of June, true to the free-to-play transition will be rewarded. The loyalty rewards can be seen on the game's website. Now, like I said, they haven't given an exact date. They just said autumn on when it goes free-to-play. And as reflected in that last thing, it does say from June 15th, true to free-to-play. So there's no exact things on it as well. But basically, what they're going to, because the game is potentially going to be open to more people, they're going to change the stat systems and skill systems a little bit as well. There's going to be alterations to the game's mechanics and systems, and it's to make it more understandable to people who may not be as well versed in the MMO genre. So item stats are going to be made more intuitive. The amp system will be made easier. Just want to quickly note, I have no idea what the amp system is. Dungeons and how they work are going to be reviewed specifically to the point where they're going to be designed to be, and I quote, not brutal. And the tutorial will be touched up as well to make everything clearer and easier and to reflect the changes anyway. So that's it. Well, I don't really know what to say. It's always sad to see pay-to-play MMO switch to free to play, despite how the game may or may not have been received. I mean, Elder Scrolls Online launched as a pay to play game. That was pretty abysmal. I personally played that in beta and when it first came out, and I've actually been trying it again lately, but that's a whole different thing that I won't talk about right now. Maybe in another video. Actually, I've been putting that off. But the fact is that these people made a game. They put so much time and all into it, and they seem to continue to support it once it released as a pay-to-play game. Even if a lot of people did have issue with it and the sub numbers dropped, but they still seem to support it and do what seemed as much as they can to help out all the people that were still playing it while trying to attract new people. So hopefully this will, you know, bring in some revenue, drum up some revenue for them, as well as drum up some new players, get some new players interested. I could possibly give it a try eventually down the line. I'm not sure. I'm not, like I said many times in this video, I'm not 100% certain on the systems or the gameplay style or, you know, end game or leveling or story or anything. In particular on Wildstar, really I just know the housing system, which is fucking fantastic looking. But my main issue with Wildstar is I absolutely abhor the graphic style. There's something about it. That and World of Warcraft are just visually appalling to me. I realize not everyone feels that way. It's a personal choice. It's an art style I do not enjoy, and it's way beyond do not enjoy. It's an art style that completely I cannot stand. So I mean, it's not just on the apathetic side, it's on the complete opposite side. It's very, very negative for me. So I may give it a try because it's free to play later on. Who knows? We'll see how that is. I'll let people know, and I'll put up a video on it, and as well as probably use some gameplay footage if I do give it a try. So let me know in the comment section below your opinions on any pay-to-play MMO turned free-to-play. If you think pay-to-play has a place in the modern-day environment, if you think, if you play Wildstar, and if you think this will make any drastic changes in development for it. If you've been putting off playing Wildstar, and maybe this is now, this is now interested in you. I'm interested in hearing all of that, especially, anything related to Wildstar specifically. So let me know all that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter because I've got a brand new series starting up in about 3 days on May 31st, which I think everyone who is a gamer will enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the rest of the videos in my channel.